Hey, Mike Ashcraft here with Christians Get Rich. You know what the saddest thing for me as a teacher in a small Christian school in Santa Monica, Lighthouse Christian Academy, what the saddest thing is? When my students don't want to learn. They already know what they want to do with their life and they don't want to learn anything additional to what is exactly and only useful for their career, whether they want to be a coder, an actor, a doctor. And so they get into their decision, which is good. It's good to want to be a doctor or an engineer. And they're like, oh, Mr. Ashcraft, you teach journalism. I don't want to learn journalism. That's not going to be useful for me ever in life. Oh, you teach Spanish, Mr. Ashcraft. I don't want to learn Spanish. That's never going to be useful for me in life. And they're 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, and they already know what they need to know, and they don't want to learn anything additional. I'm 55 years old, and I've learned a lot of different things throughout life. I learned Spanish in college. I learned public speaking by being a pastor in Guatemala for 15 years. I learned Greek and Hebrew while I was in Guatemala. I learned apartment managing. I learned how to fix up pipes and electrical and house things. I learned how to do a lease. I have learned all these different random things, and here's the kicker. Everything I have learned has been useful for the prosperity that God is bringing to my life right now. You want to know something about the wealthy? You want to know something about the rich? They're continuous learners. They don't rule out learning something random. Maybe they learn something about science, and because they know something about science, they recognize an investment opportunity because they know about some company that's invented some new scientific process, and they're like, oh, this is going to make a lot of money. And they're like, oh, I'm going to invest in this. The rich are continuous learners. The poor already know everything. They don't need to learn anything new. That's the difference between the rich and the poor. I want to encourage you to be a continuous learner. You know what happens if you're not a continuous learner? You go into cognitive decline. There's two times in life when people hit cognitive decline. One is after graduation. They settle into the profession. They become efficient and competent, and they just work a job for 40 years of life, raking in boku bucks, but they don't challenge themselves to learn something new. Cognitive decline. The second time cognitive decline occurs is when you retire. And so you stop learning work things and stop challenging yourself, and you just do your hobbies and have a good time in life, and your brain is actually heading towards dementia because you're not challenging yourself to learn new things. Cognitive decline is not good. You need to be a continuous learner. You want to be wealthy? Learn random stuff. Learn whatever God puts in front of you. Challenge yourself. Don't rule out learning ever, because it can be useful. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time.